All right. Let's get into our next best of 3. We got a banger on our hands. I think this is going to be a really good one. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our blue Terran player making some lems. It is Team Liquid's Clem. Of course, his opponent in the lower right-hand corner, the red Protoss for Sidestorm Gaming, it is Gerald. Now, Clem got a lot of practice against the Protoss. Very good TVP. Plays against Max Specs just about every week in this cup. So I think it's going to be on Gerald to bring something to the party. Gerald is a very strong player. He can be a little bit inconsistent, but at times I've seen some really, really incredible play out of him. Like, he's got it in him. It's there. It's just about, whether he can bring it out. Can he let the beast out? I'm pretty sure we've seen Gerald beat Clem before. I don't know. I say this every time I cast Europe because it is true. I don't cast Europe very often anymore. So I feel like I'm a little out of touch with the meta, with where we're at, with the players level, especially a player like Gerald. I don't know where he's at right now. Clem, I feel like I know where Clem's at, you know? He's Clem. He'd be doing Clem things. But we'll have to see where Gerald's at. I did cast him just a couple weeks ago, but it was in a PvP, so I don't know how apt that is going to be for this match here. Well, Gerald's got a proxy pylon, which the Reaper is going to scout and then is going to take care of this probe. I think this was planning to be a Stargate. We'll see if Gerald sends out another probe. No, he's just going to cancel it. That's probably the better option. Does look like he wants to put some pressure on with the Zealot. And by pressure, I mean he just wants to come in here and be annoying once the Reaper leaves. It's double Reaper from Clem, though, and a Hellion. So Clem's going to be able to put his own pressure on across the map. Gerald does not have any sort of wall just yet. See Gerald poking at the Hellion. The Hellion's going to be the best target here for Gerald because it won't heal itself. And there's a Reaper wall, so he doesn't have to worry about the Reapers getting up into the base. It does look like the Reapers are going to grab the Adept. But at least one Reaper's going to die. I think this one's going to go down as well. Down it goes. Gets blasted across the screen. So when we talk about, just because we were talking about this in chat earlier, when we talk about getting affiliate, the most difficult requirement to get for most affiliates is getting your average view count above, I think it was 3. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but a lot of times you end up streaming like hours and hours to 1 or 2 viewers, and it just skews it so totally to the side. But a raid will obviously can bring your view count up by a ton. And raids are really important, and it's something we do in the StarCraft community that I don't think a lot of other communities do, or at least used to do. Something that's really, really special about our community is how supportive we are of each other. Clem's not being very supportive of Gerald right now, but honestly, woo, good micro from Gerald, and he's going to push this away. He does lose a couple of probes, but killing the Cyclone, killing the Medevac, I think this ends up quite good for Gerald, actually. He's trying to chase this Cyclone. Oh, Blink's so close to being done. 2, 1. I think he gets it. I think he gets it. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Obviously, these Stalkers were pretty damaged. Gerald, good micro, keeps them alive, but they're not going to be able to take very many tank shots, so he does have to be a bit careful here. Oh, and at the same time, I'm seeing a Liberator siege up down here in the natural. Gets a couple of kills before the Warpins are available. But then it will run away. Clem not overstaying his welcome with that for right now. Forging a Robo Bay behind this as Gerald tries to keep that probe count up. Definitely needs to be chrono boosting these guys out. Oh, he's going to dive forward onto the tank. Oh, no, but the repair for Clem, that's so sick. Oh, and the siege tank gets a couple of stalker kills. I think 3 stalkers died there. That's talking about the low hit point ones, right? One of those died. And a great repair from Clem, just fully surrounding the siege tank, not letting it die. It just kept getting shots off. Charge is now on the way for Gerald, so the Blink Stalker's not getting a ton done out here, which is a bit unfortunate. A lot of times the Blink Stalkers, they just need to trade efficiently and try to keep that Marine count low. But there's a lot of Marines out here for Clem. He's got the 3rd base on the way, but he's going to have Stim, Combat Shields, Medivacs, and +1 attack all out pretty soon, and that's going to make for a very powerful attack timing for Clem, which is why it's so important for Gerald to get this Colossus out. This Colossus is key in defending this push out from Clem. Obviously, there is the 1 siege tank, but it's just the 1. Not a huge threat there. But with no Thermal Lance, this Colossus is not going to be nearly as powerful, especially against that tank, but also even against the Marauders. Gerald's going to need to bring everything together for this. I think even these Stalkers from the back line need to show up and help out. Oh, Colossus getting caught. Can it get back to the Super Shield Battery? No, it cannot. Clem targets it down. I don't know if Gerald can hold on without that Colossus. The Super Shield Battery gets targeted down. Down it goes. Oh, and this is so painful. And suddenly this tank feels so much scarier, especially with the Colossus rallied through the tank zone. Oh, God, I'm worried. Whoop. Yeah, it's going to eat some damage here. Gerald might be able to hold on. Oh, no, he doesn't have any buffer units. Another Colossus goes down. I think that's just about it. There's just no army left for the Protoss. The Zealots push this away, but there's 2 more Medivacs with units in them coming across. These bio units, I think, are going to be enough reinforcements. The Widow Mines going off on the Zealots. And I feel like that's got to be it. There's the GG. Clem takes game number 1. Solid early game there for Gerald. But eventually, Clem able to push through with that follow-up attack. I think losing all those Stalkers trying to dive on that tank really hurts. It's crazy how important the 6 to 8 Blink Stalkers staying alive is. Time and time again, I have seen Protosses lose those Stalkers or lose a few of those Stalkers, and then they just have nothing against the push. If those Stalkers stay alive, they can trim off a couple Marines. They might be able to delay the push a little bit. Maybe, if Clem's not careful, and he's Clem, so he will be, but if he's not careful, that siege tank moving across the map, the Stalkers might be able to blink on it then, without the SCVs nearby, take it out. Suddenly that push becomes a lot less strong, right? 4, 5, 6 Marines go down. A bit less scary of a push. Wasn't the case there. Instead, the Stalkers died diving on a tank, which they didn't kill. Ah, shit. Almost missed the lobby. Whew. All right, game number 2 coming up here. We are going to Alcyone. And spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we have our blue Terran player for Team Liquid. It is Clem. Starting up good in this series. 1-0. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner. The underdog here. Can he fight it out? It is System Gaming's Gerald. And take a look at this bracket real quick. The winner of this does get to the semifinals, where they will face either Hearthstone or Skilless. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the bracket, Spirit is playing Replicant. That leads into Christianer, which leads into MaxPax, who's already waiting in the semifinals. MaxPax able to take down Mana. Potential for an all Protoss semifinals. However, I have a feeling it's going to be 2 TVPs. We'll see. We'll see. If Gerald can come back from here, that would be big. We had an all Protoss semifinals in the Asia Cup this morning. And Beowulf pointed out that, hey, like, that doesn't happen very often, right, in these cups. It's funny because, like, in KSL, I think we've had all Protoss semifinals, like, a couple of times where it's just been all the Protoss. Anytime Dark loses or doesn't sign up, we get a lot of Protoss action. But in the EPT Cup, I did look it up. As far as I could tell, that has never happened in Europe. Maybe there was one in there that I didn't see, but I don't know that we've ever had an all Protoss semis in Europe. In the Americas bracket, there was one a little over a year ago, a year and a half ago. There was an all Protoss semifinals. And in Asia, that did happen like 2 years ago. I scrolled back through the results. And it's pretty rare. Again, the possibility is there, but Gerald would have to win this. He'd have to win 2 games back-to-back against Clem. And it turns out Clem is pretty good at the video game. Winning 2 games in a row against him is difficult for, honestly, anybody. Like, I feel like the chances of winning back-to-back games against Clem is going to be pretty low for anybody in the world. Cyril probably has the highest chance. And the Reaper goes down. Twilight Council opening here from Gerald. Not too surprising. Looks like Clem's going for a Mind Drop. You got an allergic reaction from sunscreen. Oh, that sucks, Bane Glory. That really sucks. That reminds me, though, so thank you, that I need to make sure to pack my good sunscreen for tomorrow. Going on a hike tomorrow, leaving early tomorrow morning, but it is a 2.5 hour drive, so the hike will it'll be midday. It's going to be very hot and very sunny. And the last time I went on a hike, I got an excruciatingly bad sunburn. The worst sunburn I've ever had. This is the only time I've ever had a blister from a sunburn. It was just one blister, but it's still the only time that's ever happened to me. I still, like, I can still see the line where I got the sunburn because my sunscreen sucked. And apparently sunscreen can go bad where it, like, stops working. And this sunscreen's, like, 2 years old, so I'm sure that's part of what happened. I didn't know that till this happened. Anyways, I got to make sure to bring my sunscreen because I do not want to let that happen again. All right, mine's coming in. Gerald is going to pull the probes. Oh, my God. Woo, that split at the last second there. What a move. Fighting with the probes in a surround on the Widow Mine is always dicey. There is another mine in that medevac, but it's going to sit in the back corner for a while. I know Beyond always does this, and it's so annoying. Beyond's usually more patient than the other Terrans, though. Like, we'll see how patient Clem ends up being. I think most Terrans can wait about 60 seconds, and that's about it. And here we go. Yeah, Clem, already he's going back in. Beyond will wait 3 minutes. 5 minutes. We'll see him. It'll be 8 minutes in the game. Mind Drop will come back in. Oh, look at him. Look at him retarget. He's just wasting time. This is so much lost mining time. The blink away, but actually, Gerald loses the Stalker. That's a bit painful. Still, at least he can get back to mining. Raven tries to come in for an auto turret. Actually doesn't have enough energy, though, so it just moves away. Medevac going to check for the third and then head home. Stalkers are looking for this medevac. They want to get it. They might actually grab it. Ooh, Clem is paying attention, but so was Gerald. There you go. He gets it. A lot of micro for that medevac from both players, but it's so funny. Disruptor's on the way out here for Gerald. Now, Disruptor's obviously going to be very, very good. But I will say Clem's usually very good at splitting against them. So, could be a little rough for the Protoss. That was really cute, though. Gerald getting a few Marines here for free. And I talked about how important that was last game, right? How important it is for these Stalkers to get some damage done over here and not die. And this is amazing. This is so good. Oh my God, Gerald. Dude, he knows Clem. He knows him. He killed those Marines and he goes, Clem's going to try to drop. I'm going to go down here because he's definitely going to try to drop. And even though, yeah, he didn't kill anything, right? This is so good. This keeps Clem on his side of the map. There's a Stalker here to stop the Raven from coming in. I mean, remember last game when I was like, Gerald's really good. This is really good play from Gerald. Now, Clem's got a push coming, and this push can still get a lot of damage done. It's even going to take this Stalker out. Still a lot of potential from this push. Clem is up 62 to 32 supply, so he's at double the army supply of his opponent. If he scans the high ground, this could be dicey. This Colossus and Disruptor here. And yeah, Gerald's going to pull them back. Oh. He wants to try to get a shot from the left-hand side here where Clem might not be expecting it. But it looks like Clem's going to move around. Gerald is already mining these minerals out, though, which is actually going to be good for him. Because then Clem's pressure from this side isn't going to be quite as annoying to deal with. Ooh, a big stim forward here. Going to try to get that Colossus. He is going to get that Colossus. Super shield battery turns on. Where's the Disruptor? Oh, can it get the shot? No, it cannot. Clem is paying attention. And now suddenly there's no splash damage, and this went from okay for Gerald to just in a flash terrible for him, as his splash damage did not get much done. In a flash, he lost his splash. Another Colossus does pop. Thermal Lance finishes up, and that's going to help him out quite a bit. These Widow Mines are doing good work for Clem, but I think Gerald holds on against this initial push. However, Clem, he's got another like 30 supply back at home. It's starting to feel painful for Gerald. He's down quite a lot of supply. He wants to jump on the siege tank, but the bio is not very far away. There are Widow Mines here as well to stop the Zealots from getting free damage done. I'm going to go for a double drop. There's a Marine here. Huh. Oh, and the auto turret coming in. Going to take down the shield battery, grab a couple of probes, and scout the Dark Shrine. That is a triple threat of an auto turret. And Gerald is holding on down here just fine, but there's a double drop heading in towards his natural right now. He just doesn't have an answer for it. He doesn't have the army spot to deal with this right now. Oh my God, even a Widow Mine going down. 11 probes falling. Super shield battery does turn on. Clem's going to get out of there, but at the same time, he's diving into this base. He's going to take down the shield batteries, pick up, and he's going to boost into the main, losing a medevac that was full of units, but still getting 2 full medevacs in here as the tank finally does get taken out, and this double drop comes back in. Clem is going for the multitask win here, and Gerald is struggling to deal with it, not just in terms of the attention, but in terms of the amount of units he actually has. We see his army supply is still down 30 right now. And he's losing some of his production abilities here. Not a lot, though. Not a lot. The Dark Shrine is done. While it was scouted, there's still potential for the Dark Shrine to do some damage. I don't know if that Raven is still alive. It is. Oh, yeah, it's hiding in the corner. Could be useful for Clem. The one thing is, Clem doesn't know about this base, but the base isn't mining, so it might not matter that he doesn't know about it. Gerald did get another Disruptor out. We'll see if this one can get a better shot than the last one. Oh, man, Deep powers both Robos and this Gateway. Picks up and is going to get chased through the Nexus.
Go, go, go!
Meanwhile, Clem's got his own 4th base finished up here. And I don't even think Clem's going to fret too much about this base because it's not mining yet. Gerald now taking a 5th. We got Ghost coming out here for Clem. Do we get Vikings? I mean, he's getting Viking upgrades. Yeah, okay. I'm literally looking at the screen where he's got 7 Vikings out. There's 6 right here. brain work. DT Blink is finishing up. So Gerald is getting ready for some DTs. Where did this medevac come from? Jeez. I don't know, but it's got some auto turret support. Rope's starting to go down, and we got a big push up here on the top side trying to get this Nexus. He will get the Nexus, but it doesn't look like Gerald is really focused on defending that. He's double expanding down here. Oh, this medevac still dropping units, being annoying in here. Oh my god, these Marauders doing so much damage. Look at the micro. The micro! The micro! The micro, SpongeBob! The micro! And this Raven's still alive. It's got 6 kills up here. It's just chilling. Disruptor Nova trying to go out. I believe Clem just accidentally killed his own Viking. Shout out to the misclicks. Disruptor Nova's diving forward. They don't quite get the Ghost, though. Are there more Novas available? Yes, there are. Are there more Novas available? Yes, there are. Ooh, that one got some kills. That killed a Ghost. But in the meantime, a Colossus went down, and Gerald does not want to engage with this army right now. So many probes falling. This base is borderline about to fall. Disruptors from the backside. Ooh, Disruptors from the front side. That one gets a good connection. The Colossus fell, though. Disruptors again on both sides here, but they will get targeted down. The Vikings will land to help support this army as Gerald is getting pushed back. He's falling down to 116 supply. Oh my god, that Disruptor Nova was huge. But I don't think that's enough. It was just a flashy way to end this game. As Clem is up 60 supply, well, 50 after that warp in. But he's still got a drop over here. The auto turret's coming back in, killing another shield battery and forcing the probes off the line. 3 more workers going down, and Clem, he's up 40 army supply. He's up 20 workers. Ooh, another good Disruptor Nova connection. We don't usually see Clem losing this many units of Disruptors. So some good micro from Gerald and some, maybe a bit of misclicks here from Clem. Not quite hitting the micro like you'd like to. Good repair on the Planetary, and the DTs are not going to win that fight. Oh, they're going to get scanned again. Oh, this split's going a little bit better. Clem. Man, I mean, these Disruptors are getting big hits. The problem is all the Disruptors are dying. Clem gets pushed away again, but he ends up 70 supply ahead this time. And, I mean, Gerald's really mining from like 1.5 bases right now. The only reason his main still has minerals is because he's had to pull off of minerals so many times because of this damn Raven killing all of these units with the auto turrets. Crazy. Now Clem's pushed through the middle of the map with over double the army supply of Gerald. How much damage can these disruptors do? I think the answer is going to be not enough. Clem's not going to let any more connect. And even with the DTs, I don't think it's going to happen. Is there a scan available? Clem's not even bothering. Just bring the Raven over. Zell's trying to counterattack, but there's so much army back at home. And that, I think, is going to be it. It looks like Clem is going to be able to take game number 2 and close this one out 2-0. He is good at the game. GG.